What's up guys, my name is Brandon and in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can force your body to burn fat and build muscle just like myself and my clients have done in the past.
So before we get into anything, I figured I'd just give a little bit of background about myself, right? So I've been in the fitness game my whole entire life. My dad introduced me into martial arts when I was 4 years old. So I did martial arts from 4 to 7 years old, and around 7, 8 years old, we moved to Florida. And then that's where he kind of threw me in the gym, and I fell in love with the gym. I fell in love with getting strong. I fell in love with chasing an aesthetic physique, right? So yeah, and I kept with it my whole entire life, and I learned more and more and more as it went on. I did powerlifting. Before that, I was an athlete. I did track and field. I did cross country. Been on the athlete side. I've been in like the powerlifting game. I did Olympic lifting for a little bit, and then I found bodybuilding right after around like senior year of high school, right out of high school, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with learning how I can build more muscle. I fell in love with how much more there was about bodybuilding than anything else. So now I'm an amateur bodybuilder, and I've been doing that for 3, 4 years now. I love it so much. I did my first bodybuilding show when I was 19. I won the True Novice, my teen class. I got third in open, and that really set the path for me, like into bodybuilding, made me fall in love with it. I remember being up on stage and the announcer that he was calling me a future IFBB pro. So it kind of like solidified that for me, and I just fell in love with it. And yeah, other than that, I'm the CEO of the Growth Model Program. What we do is we help other Latinos create healthy habits so that they can perform at a higher level across the board. So we're gonna dive right in. Like I said, in this video, you're gonna learn how to lose fat while being able to build muscle using my 3 pillar system, which is the training, the nutrition, and the accountability. Now, you're going to be able to do all of this without worrying about losing motivation and without cutting out your favorite foods as a Latino. So by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to be able to do that by optimizing your training, your nutrition, and your accountability. And just so we don't waste any more time, this video is only for busy Latinos who are committed to making a change, who are tired of guessing all of the time and yo-yoing back and forth, who wants to be an inspiration to others, and at the end of the day, is committed to investing in themselves to fast track the results.
So if you're not that and you're closed-minded, you're ego-driven, you don't listen and apply, and you're just someone who's unwilling to invest in your health and fitness, click off this video right now, go to my Instagram, watch some more content, and then come back.
So you've probably tried getting your ass in the gym every single day, trying to be consistent with that, and then ultimately burning out or not seeing the results you want, right? And then on top of that, you've probably tried all these different fad diets like keto, intermittent fasting, maybe juicing, carnivore, all these different things, and you notice that it's not really sustainable for you. You're not able to lose the weight and actually keep it off, and it never really seems to go well for you. But don't worry, you're not alone. Most people, including me, have been through the same exact thing. So let's talk about why it actually hasn't worked, right? So first and foremost is the training, right? A lot of people, they go into the gym and they don't actually train to build muscle, right? A lot of the times, if you're going to the gym by yourself, you'll just train the body part that doesn't feel sore that day. Or maybe you do have a program, but the program really just focuses on cardio movement for you to be able to burn more calories, right? And at the end of the day, all this HIIT cardio that you're doing for programs and things like that, it's going to lead you to be hungrier. It's going to lead to muscle breakdown, and you're not actually going to be building any lean muscle tissue, right? So the thing that we need to change is we need to be training for strength, which we'll get into later, right? But I want to talk about the diet as well. You've probably noticed all of these different fad diets, they're just unsustainable. And on top of that, you're not able to include your culture into them. You know, a lot of them require you to cut out the foods that you love. And then lastly, you're just unaligned, right? So you go into this journey with your habits out of whack, your mindset is not right. And ultimately, if you're unaligned with your goal, it's just going to cause resistance back and forth. So the way that the growth model program works is it comes in 3 different phases, like I said, right? So there's training, nutrition, accountability. So for training, I'm actually going to send you an app to your phone. You get a tailored workout plan that includes the sets, the reps, workout videos, so you never have to guess if you're doing the form right. And on top of that, it has a built-in tracker so we can make sure we're progressively overloading, which we'll get into later. And when it comes to nutrition, we believe in balance, right? And at the end of the day, we want to be able to incorporate our culture into our diet, right? So pretty much we help you eat the foods that you love while still being able to lose fat and build muscle. And the way we do this is we have structured portion control. We teach you about macros and about the foods that you're putting into your body. And we teach you how to prioritize real sources of protein that are actually going to promote muscle growth. And when it comes to accountability, the growth model program provides so much in that area Not only do you have me 24/7, but there's weekly check-ins as well as the thriving community of like-minded people.
So you probably think it's impossible to burn fat and build muscle without being on a strict diet or killing yourself in the gym for hours every single day. Most people do think that, including me when I started. Now you can lose fat and build muscle without dealing with any of that, and here's why.
I've been training for a few years. I know how to diet to a certain extent. I know how to work out to a certain extent. But the biggest thing was kind of putting it all together in a plan. I've done it a little bit on my own. I just wasn't giving my 110% in the gym. I really wanted that like directional purpose and that plan. I learned how to meal prep a lot of different variety of things that never done before. The brand's been really great at keeping me accountable. My back's never looked crazier. My chest has looked great. My shoulders have come up. A lot of people might say like, oh, why should I get a coach when I'm not like competing to be at a bodybuilding show or something like that? But sometimes you think you know something, but there's like just a little habit, a little putting things in place that help it make better. And sometimes never underestimate the power of a plan, right? A plan, even if you know, hey, I know how to train chest, I know how to train back, I know how to train legs, I know how to do all that, and I know how to cook food. Okay. But having a plan that makes it all work together and someone kind of analyzing it and breaking it down just makes everything easier.
So first, let's dive right into training. So when it comes to training to build muscle, we need to be focusing on strength. Strength has a direct correlation to muscle growth, and we do that by implementing compound movements. What this allows us to do, as long as we're tracking our lifts and we're getting stronger each week, we're able to spend less time in the gym, we're able to actually build more muscle, and it's all because you're focusing on these three things: strength in the gym going up, focusing on compound movements, and progressively overloading every week. And you can see here, progressive overloading is just getting 1% better every single session, right? So every single session, whether it's you increase by 5 pounds, your form is a little bit better than it was last week, or even you went up just 1 rep. All of those are sources of progressive overload. And if you're doing that every single session, you're getting 1% better. That's going to promote more muscle growth than if you're just in there training without a plan. And I want to mention, intensity is such a huge factor when it comes to training as well. If you're able to keep intensity higher, you don't have to spend as much time in there. You don't have to spend 2-3 hours in the gym killing yourself every single day. Instead, you can spend 45 minutes to an hour focusing on compound movements, building your strength, progressively overloading, and actually building more muscle. And what's great about the growth model program is that we give exact tracking systems so you don't have to guess on whether you're progressive overloading or not. And the reason why training like this not only will build more muscle, but help you burn fat is that the more muscle that you actually build, your BMR will actually go up, meaning you'll burn more calories just by resting if you have more muscle on you. So having more muscle on you will actually allow you to burn more calories normally. So next is nutrition. So most people, what they do, right, is they end up cutting their calories super low. They end up starving themselves, cutting out foods that they love to eat. And what does that result in? That results in failure because it's just unsustainable. So instead, in the growth model program, all we do is we just control the amount of the foods that you're eating. So we can stay in a deficit and prioritize protein. So imagine this: you're able to eat your tortillas, you're able to have queso fresco, you're able to eat your enchiladas, and every single week you still see the scale go down. This is exactly what we do in the growth model program. So lastly is the accountability factor, right? So everyone thinks they can just jump right into a fitness journey and they're going to see results like that, right? They think that if they just hammer it in, they go every single day super hard, that they're going to see results super, super quick. And that's not the case at all. Their habits and their mindsets are completely off and they're completely unaligned with their goal. So what this is going to result in is a push and a pull, right? You're always going to be dreading going to the gym. You're always going to be craving different things and you're always going to be giving into those cravings. Losing fat at the end of the day is more of a mental battle than it is even a physical battle. So not only do you need the right plan and the right nutrition strategy to be able to do this, but you need to align yourself with your goals. And what I mean is create structure in your life. Because if you don't have structure in your life, you're going to be the same person that you were before, unhealthy, not happy with yourself. Going into it, you're going to end up quitting and you're going to go back to that. So if you want to change, that older version of you has to die. You have to kill that older version of yourself. And you have to create a whole new person. A person who is disciplined, a person who works hard, a person who holds himself accountable, someone who's fulfilled in their life, someone who pushes no matter the adversity. And you can do this by creating a clear mental picture in your mind about what you actually want. The bigger the why, the bigger your tie is to actually doing it and getting it done and seeing the results. Now imagine having a professional who actually holds you accountable 24/7, makes sure you're not falling off plan, is able to be real with you and calls you out when you're not doing the shit that you need to be doing. And at the end of the day, someone who motivates you and a community of people who motivate you, like right here, like-minded, fired up, motivated, disciplined individuals who make you want to be the same, because you are the people that you surround yourself with. So if you surround yourself with people who are disciplined, you surround yourself with people who are doing what they need to be doing, who are doing all the right things, who are trying their hardest to be a better version of themselves, you're going to want to be a better version of yourself. And this is exactly how my client Jackie lost 36 pounds, being able to lose a ton of fat, hold on to a ton of muscle. She's finally more confident in her body. She has less joint pain. Her overall quality of life is a lot better, and she's a lot more disciplined in every aspect of her life. Now, if you're a busy Latino, you're tired of guessing, you're committed to making a change, you're ready to invest in yourself to fast track your results, you're coachable and ready to learn, and ultimately you want to be an inspiration to others, and you want to be able to lose fat while building muscle in the next 6 months, book a call with the link in the description. And what we'll do is we'll go over your biggest goal, your biggest struggle, where you're bottlenecking at, and we'll come up with a game plan specifically for you to get you where you want to go. But like I said, if you're someone who is super ego driven, you're closed-minded, you don't listen or apply things, and you're just someone who isn't willing to invest in their health and fitness, don't click that link. Just click off the video, go watch some of my other content on Instagram or TikTok, and then come back. Now, if this video helped you out or gave you some value, make sure you subscribe, comment, because I'm going to be posting a lot more often.